Hi, this is Jason Jensen, and today I'm reviewing Top Gun Maverick, directed by Joseph Kosinski and stars Tom Cruise as Maverick. Along with him are Jennifer Connelly, Miles Teller, John Hamm, and Ed Harris. Top aviator Pete Maverick Mitchell is sent back to Top Gun to teach Air Force graduates to take on this impossible mission that they have to take, while he also tries to overcome the ghosts of his past, and his deepest fears. I like Tom Cruise as an action star. I think he's one of the best in our time, and that's because he does his own stunts in a lot of his action films. You can see he really is trying to give it his all, like in the Mission Impossible movies, of course, or in Jack Reacher or Edge of Tomorrow, which both of those two films are very underrated. Please watch them in case you haven't. But when it comes to a Top Gun sequel, I wasn't all that excited, and it's mostly because I don't love the first Top Gun film. I don't have any nostalgia for it. I mean, it is a fun movie, don't get me wrong. It's still a good movie, but I just don't love it as much as everyone else, mostly because it has some parts in it that are dated, like the dialogue. And I also didn't really see a point in them making a Top Gun sequel, so I had low expectations for this one. And I'm gonna be honest here, this was a really good follow-up. This film really surprised me. Top Gun Maverick is a fun watch from start to finish. It's one of the reasons people love going to the movie theaters, and I'm gonna explain why right here. Now, what I liked about this film is how character driven it is. Like, the movie focuses a lot on Maverick, and you see how he's been dealing with the mistakes that he has made in the past in the first film that he blames himself for, which I'm not going to spoil what happens in that film, just in case if you haven't seen the movie yet. And you start to feel bad for him in those scenes. The flying scenes in this film are insane, which makes sense because, again, Tom Cruise is known for doing his own stunts, and he does them in this film as well. And it's not just him, it's other actors who play these graduates that are doing these flying stunts with him. Those scenes with them flying in real jets, just in case you don't know, are some of the best I have seen since Dunkirk. One of my favorites from those scenes is one involving a character that's trying to keep a steady head. That's all I'll say there. The acting is good. Tom Cruise is great as Maverick. Jennifer Connelly is good as Tom Cruise's new love interest, and I like their relationship in the film quite a bit. John Hamm is also pretty good, and I liked Miles Teller as well. Now, let's talk about those small callbacks to the first film, and this movie has quite a few of them, and usually when I try to watch a newer film that's supposed to be a sequel to the original, I try not to let the nostalgia get the best of me, unless it's there for a reason. Because when we get these sequels to the originals that came out either 20 or, in this case, 30 years ago, most of the time they would just use those nostalgic moments just to get older fans of those films to go, oh yeah, I remember that from the first film. Oh yeah, good times. We should actually watch that film instead. Sure, nostalgia can be fun in those kind of films, but are you really thinking about them afterwards? Because I don't. And usually when they try to show nostalgia, they end up at the end of the day feeling hollow and don't feel like they have a purpose for the rest of the movie. Sure, sometimes movies can take that nostalgia and give it a purpose, like Dr. Sleep is the best example for that. That film has a great example of how you would use fan service and give it a reason to be in the film. Like, you start to learn who Danny Torrance is and how he's been dealing with these events when he was a kid in The Shining, and you learn about this girl who has the same shining ability that he has, and once the audience gets interested in wanting to know what happens next, The movie saves the fan service for the third act, and it feels earned. It feels like it has a purpose in the movie. Top Gun Maverick doesn't save all of that stuff for its third act, it just uses it a few times. But I'm not gonna feel any of that nostalgia for the first film because I don't have any nostalgia for the first film. I've only seen the movie 3 times. Gratefully, the nostalgia in this film has a purpose. It actually works for the movie and with its emotional scenes. Now, if I have to find at least one flaw with this film, is that both Tom Cruise and Jennifer Connelly are good in the movie. I still like their chemistry, but there are moments in their romance that do at times feel rushed. Like, there are times when you see him coming to the bar that she works at and they try to talk it out, and then all of a sudden they become a couple. It just felt a little quick to me. Top Gun Maverick is a surprisingly strong follow-up to the original Top Gun. It has great practical flying scenes, a good story, good acting, really good stunts, and a great use of fan service. And this might sound crazy to most people, but I think I might like this film more than the first film. I'm going to give Top Gun Maverick an A. Definitely go see this film. It's for sure worth watching on the big screen. That's what this movie is made for. If you want to see a movie that has real flying stunts and is a lot of fun, go see Top Gun Maverick. So guys, if you have seen Top Gun Maverick, what did you think about it? Did you think it was as good as the first Top Gun? Did you walk out of the theater disappointed and thought it was terrible? Or do you actually agree with me and say that this is better than the first Top Gun? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this review, please click down here and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you in another video.